Hello. Look at that. Look at all those chickens. There's no chickens. It's just a movie theater. I'm just out here talking to myself in front of a camera. Oh wow, it's a beautiful day outside today. Just decided to randomly come outside on a beautiful day behind this movie theater and just talk in front of a camera. So that's what we're doing today. I got my trusty backpack here with me. This backpack goes everywhere with me. I don't even know. I love bags. It's just a bag, nothing special about it, but I go through these out all the time. So I'm really glad that this thing comes around with me. I take so much stuff in here, you don't even know. You don't even know. I keep my laptops in here sometimes, depending on where I'm going. I might just bring my laptop, tripod, microphone, schoolwork, hard drives. Everything can go in here, literally. It's just, as long as it doesn't rain, I'm good. If it rains, RIP to my beautiful projects. I usually like to be away from people when I do these talking videos because it keeps me this one minimal distraction, so I'm not really too worried about who's around me or who's listening and things like that. But also, I think just being out in nature, being outside just helps me to think a little bit more clearly and to give me a good sense of, like, my mood is significantly better when I'm outside. So it's good to be outside, you know? It's good to be outside. Today I just had a meeting a little while ago with one of the students that I'm mentoring, and it just really got me thinking about something that I was either not aware of, or I just probably didn't appreciate as much as I didn't give it as much thought as I initially would have in the past. I don't know what it is, why this happens, but sometimes you're trying everything that you can to make something happen. You're putting your all in, you're not sleeping, you're, you know, sacrificing time with your friends and family, doing things that you would otherwise be wanting to do, you're sacrificing that. And you're just doing so much sometimes, only for things not to work out. Then literally take a completely different scenario in which you're just, you know, you're trying the same thing, but you're not putting as much pressure on yourself with certain things. Like, you're just, you know, you're just gonna try it, do the best you can. Don't put so much pressure. When you don't put so much pressure on yourself to do certain things, why is it that things tend to work out so well for you? Can y'all explain that to me? I have no idea why that is. I'll give you an example. It's like when something, like, you can try your hardest to make a project work out, or you're trying to train for some sort of, like, event, and you're doing all these things to try to put yourself in front of the pack, and then, you know, sometimes you fall short of your expectations. You're like, oh, that didn't work out. Maybe I didn't try hard enough. Maybe I didn't do something that I should have done, and maybe that was a lesson to be learned somewhere here or there. But then literally you take the exact same scenario, you do the exact same thing, you're still trying your hardest, you're still doing everything you can, but you're not killing yourself. Like, you put less pressure on yourself to be this, or to match this specific expectation that you have for yourself, and all of a sudden you're like, it worked. And this is, I don't know if this is God's way of telling me something. I don't know if there's something, I don't know if I'm not getting a specific message that's supposed to be coming to me, but it's like, why does this happen? Or what if it's that we're just so blind to other things that we're doing, and we're actually,
what am I trying to say?
Sometimes when you're trying to make something happen, when your focus is on it to the point where you have tunnel vision, and then all the peripheral things that you're doing where you're not trying so hard, but then you're just putting a little bit of effort, or at least you're just trying, you're like, oh shoot, that worked. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's tunnel vision. If you're doing other things simultaneously while you're juggling the thing that you have the most priority on, maybe it's that we're doing other things and we're not realizing it, and that when we finally get some sort of success in those other peripheral avenues, or those peripheral projects that we're working on, maybe that's why they work, because we weren't paying so much attention to it, so that when it finally did pay off, we're like, oh shoot, is that an accident? I don't know. One thing music has taught me, or at least just creating projects in general, is that things tend to work out in your favor without you even realizing it, if you're having fun doing it. Like, if you're consciously like, I gotta make this banger music, I gotta make this banger song, I gotta make this specific video be this perfect, you know, perfect looking video, and you're like, oh, it's gotta have this, it's gotta have that, it's gotta have this beat, my song's gotta have this beat, my video's gotta have this edit, and you're just putting so much pressure on yourself to make this thing look perfect, but you're not really having fun with it as much as you probably would be if you're just not taking it that seriously. Like, if you just opened up your computer and just said, I feel like making a video today, I just feel like having fun today, I'm just gonna make something, and you're like, oh, I loved it, this is fun, and then you just released it, you might not get the attraction that you wanted, but that was never the intention all along. So maybe we're just blind to the I don't know if it's confirmation bias, like you're just blind to what you're not paying attention to, so that when you're actually getting success out of it, you're like, was this an accident? I don't know. Maybe I'm not making any sense. Maybe I am making sense. I'm just not wording it the right way. I don't know. Even like when I was studying, like even when I was preparing so hard to get into medical school, it's like I'm putting all of my eggs into this basket. I'm not hanging out with my friends. I'm spending less time with my family than I would like. I don't know if it had anything to do with the fact that I moved away for school, but I noticed that when I moved away for school and I was maintaining all these other things that make me happy, interest, working out, music, all these things, my grades were significantly different. They were great. They were much better than they were when I was an undergrad. And I don't know what that means. There's no formula to this. I wish there was, because if there was, I would definitely be on that. I would be given, I wouldn't be, y'all see these gray hairs? I got gray hairs somewhere. I wouldn't have gray hairs if I knew this all along. I don't know. I think it's just interesting how these things work out, though. Maybe you can relate to it. Maybe you can't. Who knows? I think it's interesting to think about, though, because in theory, the harder you go for something, the more you work hard to make something happen, you're supposed to see the results paying off in your favor. But why is it that whenever we decide to go, you know what, I'm not going to give up on this, but I'm also not going to kill myself over it. I'm just going to kind of keep doing it and try my best, but I'm also going to make myself happy and do the things around me that make me happy. And I'm going to seek other opportunities in other realms. Why is it that now all of a sudden these things are paying off? I'm like, brother, the irony in trying so hard for something only for it to not work out the way you want it to, but then you decide, let's take a break from that. Let's do that still, but let's also do other things that make us, you know, let's do other things as well, and just keep trying. All of a sudden, the stuff's paying off, and I'm like, brother, oh my gosh, I wish I had known about this all along. Even with music, I'm putting all this pressure on myself to be like, this music's got to be a hit. The mix has got to be amazing. The drum kits, the sounds that I'm using have to be so great. And then, you know, I'm just going to one day pick up a guitar, pick up a microphone, just play what's in my heart, hit the record button, just play whatever's on my heart, stop the record button. I listen to it. I'm like, sometimes a lot of our best ideas and a lot of our best concepts come from us not killing ourselves, and just, it comes from the weirdest, most random moments in our lives where we just have no clue or no concept of where it's going. We just do it. And we're just like, oh shoot. Sometimes the best things that we produce come from us not having such high expectations or putting less pressure on ourselves to make it perfect. We just have fun doing it. We're not killing ourselves to make it perfect. We just do it. Whatever's on our mind, we just do it. Put it out there. If it doesn't get attraction, that's okay. We're having fun with it anyway. But if it does get attraction or get some sort of audience, you're like, wow. Or if it does get us the expectations, the grades, the performance that we were looking for, we're like, wow. Look at God. You know? I don't know. It's funny how these things work, though. It's very interesting how these things work out. I don't know. This is interesting food for thought. Didn't want to take it too much of your time today. Just felt like coming outside and talking in front of the camera for a little bit. If you can relate to this, or if you find this interesting as well, like if it's happened to you, let me know. Because it's very irony. It's very ironic. Very irony. Words. It's very ironic how these things work out. But yeah. Didn't want to take up too much of your time today. Just wanted to talk in front of the camera, like I said. So I hope you're doing well. And I will see you in the next video. Alright? Adios!